Okay, so that does it for my Gates review. What's next? KingOhger? That needs to get done, right? I don't do KingOhger. Hibiki, you want to go ahead and handle this one? Well, I can't really leave these woods for long periods of time. Then just do it from the woods. I'll pay you in Blade Bucks. Blade Bucks. Deal. Makeshift intro. Oh boy, it's time for the peak show of the week. So let's check out the dates to see if KingOhger can keep up this streak. Deathrak gets a bust in from a masked fellow, whom turns out to be just pretty mellow. So far, everything is all according to plan. As such, bringing the end to the world of man. Raculus continues his victory parade, though where's Hat Guy? Stuck behind some blockade? Raculus isn't about to boasty spitting his lies. Gira's body must be his, since it's supposed to be his oh my god, what is going on? Yeah, no, get the hell out of here, Hibiki. Oh, I was cringing so hard I had to leave Tears of the Kingdom behind and actually get camera ready. Alright, where were we? Dabowski continues to speak lies, stating Gira is indeed dead, but to assure his victory, he should hold a funeral. So, the plan is, during the funeral, Gira pops up, summons Legend KingOhger, and then no one would believe Raculus's lies. How he revives? Well, they've got some ideas. Oh, hey, it's Hat Guy. First revival is Zombie Gira. But the audience might not be about that. How about Jinzo Ningen Gira? Even Hat Guy's about that robot look. Yanma as well, since all guys want to be cyborgs anyway. Who wouldn't? You're a liar. Lies. Although, Himeno thinks that they should take a different approach. Maybe one similar to He Has Risen. I gotta say, these Raculus reactions? Peak! Rita continues not being about all these lies. But, as judge, folks would believe what they have to say. But, that ain't it. But what if it was a good enough story? See, the cartoon from Himeno's country, Me and Mofun. Oh, yeah, that'll do it. But since Rita doesn't seem to know the show, just go ahead and spoil last week's episode. Oh my god, that's completely me on live streams. It's fine whatever story they come up with though, because the kids will have faith in Gira. Time for this week's cannon fodder enemy. Seriously, a lot of these monsters of the weeks for this show just get some great designs, but for the 30 seconds or less of screen time that they get, it's kind of not warranted. It's almost like they're just doing it just to check the status quo of this franchise. But Deathrak doesn't seem to care because he's been told a story that he's fully committed to. So now, it's time for the funeral in which I see Hat Guy got a seat front and center this week. Also Mario. Something about that reaction is just hella fucking sus right there. Also, I like that they're using promo shots for his funeral pic. But when it's time for the public viewing, Webb's got that casket shut. So in comes new guy in white, questioning what Raculus is gonna do with all that newfound power. Beat the bugs? Nah, he ain't about that. He's about the simpler things in life, like snatching up that casket and doing the Tobey Maguire. Finally alone, this new guy talks shit to Gira. Literally. That talking shit is what storytelling initially is, and maybe all that they've heard up till now just isn't true. So, as the monster of the week shows up and gets instantly bodied, we get a bit of a retcon in terms of last week Lightspeed travels. Pun not intended. Since this bug was able to lay eggs all over the KingOhger during that battle and wrecked. So, what now? Deathrak snatches up the greater shoe gods so they can get a room together, up high enough so everyone can see, except new guy got those crystals. See, he's been playing the long game, telling these myths so that the shoe gods can just fall right into his hands. Getting that key Introducing Jeremy Brasserie.
Oh no, he's hot!
One-shotting Deathrack, this is the story of a man who will become king. Jeremy is that man. Rating time! KingOhger starts off this new arc running with our typical slapstick comedy in the beginning, but with a hefty introduction to a new character that raises more questions and shakes up the narrative thus far. As such, this episode is getting the Shinken S. What an introduction that was. It makes me wonder if all the legends that the nations have been following under have been set up by him. The murals may be set, but was the tale one that was spun up by Jeremy from the beginning? What was set up as a story that you thought would be about Gira's rise to the throne was actually his own self-made tale on how he will become one instead. Now, truth be told, I've been on media blackout since last Friday because, well, I've been playing Zelda. So I don't know if anything has leaked, revealed, or anything like that up to this point. So this is just blind speculation. I haven't even checked my own Discord server barely the last week. So literally no idea. This guy's been around since the time of the first hero. How long before them, however, is another thing. But given that he seeks to be the overarching king of the planet, he might not fully view the Bugnarok as enemies, but as inhabitants of this planet, part of a larger picture. What's fascinating about having someone in the cast be from the time of the legends is that his knowledge and insight would be lore upon itself. But something tells me that the information he gives out will either be metaphorical in nature or a need-to-know basis. But color me intrigued. There's also the question of how he got to be in that state that he was in. Essentially, locked up. Man in the Iron Mask dial with what would become a key part of his arsenal. Has he just been asleep for 2,000 years? And why? Was it a matter of a grave injury and needing to recoup over time? Or was this man really so full of himself that he needed to cook for 2,000 years so that he can reign supreme? And what for? See, I am still of the mindset that I think the goal will be uniting the planet's inhabitants, human and Bugnarok, against a foe we have yet to see. So, according to the information we had previously, his changer, the Kumino Slayer, was the first changer, followed by the Oja Caliber Zero. Since neither were mentioned in the legends, along with the KingOhger Zero, there's gotta be some backstory beef regarding these two that could become a plot point. And I'd like to see how they handle that. Or they don't, they could just brush it under the rug. But at this point, they focus so much on lore, gotta see it. I do also like that we don't get an immediate transformation from Jeremy either, as this really just helps build up his character even more. Though it looks like we might get a full transformation next week, I hope that it's not till the end of the episode, because we gotta get that character showing off his traits first. Also, quick to point out, I'm back on the Mario train in terms on who Kamajan might be, since after the whole Gira funeral, that man had a face. And that face was looking kinda sus. But the thing is, Kamajan was already well aware that Gira survived the fight anyway, so it might be one of those all according to plan moments, knowing that Jeremy was just gonna end up showing up in the end. Either that, or the dude's a bigger dick than Raculus. But then again, I mentioned earlier that there's a real possibility that there's another enemy out there. And what if Raculus's retainer and or Kamajan might actually be working for that other enemy and are just stewing the distrust against each nation and faction just to make it easier for this new opposing force? Either way, I'm just hyped for what we're gonna get next episode. Quick plug, by the way, if you look over at the community tab, I am calling for submissions for people's own Meanwhile Sononi bit to be used in the Don Brothers vs. Senkaiger review. The deadline is Tuesday, May the 30th, where I'll be doing a live stream watching everyone's bits if I get enough submitted. I think at the time of this recording, I only have 3. So, with that out of the way, what did you all think about this week's KingOhger, Jeremy spitting tails, Cyborg Gira, and Mario being shifty? Anyway, that's it for me. Until next time, bye.